everyone. Welcome to Sam's Summaries. This episode is a deep dive discussion into Sam Fury's summary of Chapter 5 from the book How to Swing Trade by Brian Pazim. It has been created with the help of AI. The chapter is titled Risk and Account Management. You can read the original post at samfury.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into something that's, well, sometimes overlooked, but super important in swing trading.
Yeah.
Risk management. We'll be looking at Chapter 5 of Brian Pazim's How to Swing Trade.
Great book.
Yeah, and I know risk management may not sound as exciting as, like finding the next big stock, but
It's really key.
it really is. Yeah, this is where things really come together. It's how you can actually make money and stay in the game, right?
Exactly. And Pazim, he kind of starts by, flipping a common idea on its head. He says the goal isn't to win every trade.
Oh, interesting.
He says it's about overall profitability.
Huh. So wait, isn't winning like the whole point of trading?
Well, it's easy to think that way, but, trading, it's all about probabilities. Even the best traders, they're going to have losses.
You're right.
It's how you handle those losses and how you make the most of your wins that really makes you successful.
So how do we do that? How do we find that balance?
Well, Fazim talks about this thing, the risk-reward ratio. It's like the foundation.
Oh, yeah. He talks about that as like a core part of risk management.
Right. He says, at least a 1.2 ratio, minimum.
Okay.
So for every dollar you risk, you're aiming for at least a $2 profit.
Oh, okay. I see. So even if you're not winning every trade, if the wins are bigger than the losses,
You can still come out ahead.
I still come out ahead.
Even with, let's say, only winning 40% of the time, you're still profitable.
Wow.
That's the power of that 1.2 ratio.
The 1.2 risk-reward ratio.
Exactly. But, finding the right ratio, it's not always easy, like a one-size-fits-all thing.
Right. What are some of the things that can affect what your ratios should be?
Well, your risk tolerance, that's a big one.
Okay.
Are you okay with, kind of risky trades?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to be more careful, more conservative?
Right, yeah.
And then, your trading style matters too.
Hmm.
Like a day trader doing lots of trades all day, they might use a different ratio than someone who's swing trading, holding, for days or weeks.
Makes sense.
And even the market. If things are crazy volatile, maybe you want a wider ratio just in case prices swing up or down a lot.
Yeah, to kind of account for that, yeah. Okay. So how do we actually use this ratio when we're trading?
It all starts with setting your profit targets and stop loss levels before you even get into a trade.
Oh.
So, for example, let's say you buy a stock at $50.
Oh.
You want that 1.2 ratio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might set your profit target at $55, try to make $5, and your stop loss, to limit the loss at $47.50.
Okay, so that would be a $2.50 loss if it hits the stop loss.
Right. And that's where Pazim talks about these autopilot tools, the stop loss and profit target.
Yeah, that makes it automatic, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
These are orders that they just execute automatically when the price hits those points you set.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So boom, stock hits $55, you lock in your profit. Or if it drops to $47.50, it sells automatically.
And that prevents you from losing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes the emotion out of it, which can be huge.
Especially when you're watching the numbers go up and down.
Oh,
Right?
totally. You start second guessing yourself. I knew this trader once. He did all this research on a stock, had a good plan, 1.2 ratio, profit target at $30.
Mm-hmm.
But as the price got close, like $28, he got nervous and sold too early.
Oh, no.
And then what happened? The stock went up to $32.
Ugh. Yeah, I've done that.
If he had just stuck to the plan.
He would have made more.
Way more.
Yeah, it's a good reminder to trust the process. You set the plan, stick to it, even when you're feeling, anxious or whatever.
Yeah, that's where discipline comes in, right?
Right.
Having those orders in place ahead of time, it helps you stay disciplined.
Okay, so we've got the risk-reward ratio. We've set those stop-loss and profit target orders.
Yeah.
What's next in building this, risk management safety net?
Well, Pazim has this thing he calls the 2% rule, and it's all about limiting your downside, like how much you can lose.
Yeah, that's the one where you don't risk more than 2% of your total capital on any single trade, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let's say you have a $10,000 account. You wouldn't risk more than $200 on one trade.
Okay. And that might seem really cautious to some people.
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's about protecting your money so a few bad trades don't wipe you out.
Right, right. But wouldn't that also, like, limit your potential profits too, if you're being so careful?
It's all about finding that balance. You might think you're leaving money on the table, but remember, this is a long game. Slow and steady wins the race, right?
Oh, yeah, like the tortoise and the hare.
Exactly. And that's where keeping a trading journal comes in. Pazim talks about tracking your progress, figuring out patterns, learning from what you do, both good and bad.
Yeah. He even mentions using Google Sheets for his journal. Love that. Spreadsheet fans, unite.
Right. But the journal, it's not just for bragging about your wins.
No, of course not. Why is it so important then?
It's like your own personal lab, you know? You can analyze your decisions, figure out your psychology, why you do what you do. You can
Yeah.
see your strengths, your weaknesses, even find patterns in how you trade, and then you make better decisions in the future.
So it's not just writing stuff down, it's about actually analyzing it to get better over time.
Exactly. And this brings us to uh, one of the biggest things in trading, but people don't always talk about it,
Yeah.
the mental game.
You mean like the psychology of trading? We often think of trading as all numbers and charts, but it's really an emotional thing too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Fear and greed, they can really mess up even the best plan.
So how do we like keep those emotions in check?
Pazim says you got to take care of yourself first.
Interesting.
Things like sleep, exercise, managing stress, even just spending time with people you care about, it all helps you make better decisions,
Makes sense. If you're stressed out or tired, it's harder to think straight, especially with your money.
right? We forget that sometimes in the trading world, but taking care of yourself isn't a luxury. It's crucial for success. You can't pour from an empty cup.
You can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think this leads perfectly into the next big thing Pazim talks about, which is managing your own personal trading psychology.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so easy to get lost in all the charts and data and stuff and just forget that you're a human. You're not some trading robot.
Right. And Pazim, he actually spends a lot of time on trading psychology in this chapter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And for good reason. He says understanding and managing your emotions is just as important as all that technical stuff, like analysis and risk management.
Wow. Okay, so it's like you could have the best car in the world, but if you don't know how to drive it,
Exactly. You can have all the knowledge and the right tools and everything, but
you'll crash.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you let fear or greed take over.
Oh, that's a really good point. So, how do we learn to like drive our emotions better when it comes to trading?
Well, I think it starts with self-awareness, being honest with yourself.
Okay.
Pazim, he tells traders to like try and find their triggers, the things that make them react emotionally when they're trading.
Oh, they're triggers. Okay.
Yeah. Could be anything, maybe seeing a big red candle on the chart,
Hmm.
or maybe you see a stock that you missed out on just going through the roof.
I think my trigger is FOMO, that fear of missing out. Like when I see a stock just taking off, I just want to jump in,
Yeah, I get it.
even if it doesn't really fit with my plan.
Right, that's a classic one. And it often leads to, those impulse decisions. You end up chasing losses.
Yeah, yeah. So how do we fight that FOMO and like other emotional triggers?
Pazim has a few ideas. One is to develop like a routine, something you do before every trade.
Okay, a pre-trade routine.
Yeah, exactly. To help you stay focused, stay grounded. Could be anything. Reviewing your plan, looking at the charts, setting your entry and exit points.
Okay.
But do all that before you even think about placing a trade.
Oh, okay. So like check your emotions at the door first, make sure everything makes sense.
Right, exactly. It's like a checklist for your emotions.
I like that.
Another thing that's really helpful, mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Okay,
Just
yeah.
taking a few minutes, breathe, notice your thoughts, how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Don't judge yourself. It can help you step back from the craziness of the market.
Yeah, I see. It's like creating space between what's happening and how you react to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Hmm.
And it's not just about like the negative stuff, the fear or
Yeah.
greed.
Oh, okay.
Pazim also talks about building those positive emotions,
Like what?
patience, discipline.
Right, because those help you stay on track, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Patience lets you wait for the right opportunity. You don't have to force it. And discipline helps you follow through, even when things are, tough.
Yeah. It's like building a mental muscle or something.
That's a great way to put it. And just like any muscle, it takes time to, to build it up, practice these things regularly. Even outside of trading, it can help you build the mental toughness you need for trading.
Oh, okay. So it's not just about those few hours you're actually trading, but it affects everything.
Right. It all ties together.
So all of this brings us back to the trading journal, huh?
Yeah,
Because that can help you see those patterns, right? Like how your emotions affect your trading.
exactly. You write down not just the trades, but also your thoughts and feelings before, during, after,
Okay.
and then you start to see those patterns.
So, for example, I might notice that when I have a string of losses, I make like dumber trades.
Yeah.
Or when I have a big win, I get overconfident and like break my own rules.
Exactly. And once you see those patterns,
You can work on them.
yeah, you can come up with strategies to handle them better.
Oh, so if I know I tend to get reckless after a losing streak, maybe I should just like step away for a day or two.
Exactly. Let things cool down.
Let my emotions settle down.
Yeah. That's how self-awareness and journaling can really help you manage risk better.
It's like having a therapist for your trading.
I like that. And remember, just like any relationship, it takes work. Trading is going to have ups and downs, but if you're consistent with risk management and you build a strong mindset, you can be successful in the long run.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We've talked about risk-reward ratios, stop-loss orders, that 2% rule, trading psychology, all that stuff. But it seems like the thing that ties it all together is
Discipline.
discipline, yeah. Because without discipline, all the knowledge and fancy tools won't get you anywhere.
Right. Pazim says that even with a perfect trading plan, it's the discipline to actually stick to the plan that separates the winners from the losers.
So it's about taking emotion out of it as much as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean becoming a robot, but you have to have the discipline to do what you know you should do, even when your feelings are telling you to do something else. It's like the bridge between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Pazim says it's how you stick to your training plan, even when the market's going crazy or you're feeling all those emotions or, just when things get unexpected.
So how do we develop that level of discipline? Because honestly, it sounds a lot easier said than done, especially when you're like right there in the moment, staring at the screen, and all the numbers are moving.
Well, first, I think you got to understand that discipline doesn't mean being like rigid or inflexible.
Okay.
It's not about blindly following rules.
Right.
Pazim, he says think of it more like a commitment.
Oh, okay.
Like you're committed to your goals. You're willing to make the right choices, even if they're hard. Or maybe they feel uncomfortable at the time.
So it's about making a decision, not just reacting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Being in control. Pazim actually has some practical tips for building discipline in trading. One is to start small. Don't try to change everything at once.
Yeah, that makes sense. Small steps.
Right. Just focus on making like little changes, bit by bit.
So instead of saying, I'm never going to chase a trade again, I might say, okay, I have to wait 15 minutes after I see a potential trade before I actually do anything.
Exactly. That's perfect. It gives you time to like step back, look at things rationally, make sure it fits with your plan.
Like a cool down period.
Yeah, exactly. Another tip is surround yourself with the right people.
Oh, interesting.
Other traders who are disciplined. Maybe find a mentor or join a trading community. You can all support each other. Share your experiences, hold each other accountable.
Like a support group. Or like a gym buddy, but for trading.
Exactly. They keep you motivated. Celebrate the wins together.
I like that, yeah.
And don't forget to reward yourself. When you actually do stick to your plan, even when it's hard, give yourself some credit. That's how you build those good habits.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. This reminds me of what we were talking about before with the trading journal. It can help you track how you're doing with discipline too, right?
For sure. You can use it to look back on those times when you stayed disciplined, what helped you do it, and then, use that to get even better in the future.
So it all comes full circle.
Right. We talked about risk-reward ratios, stop-loss orders, position sizing, all that psychology stuff. Discipline. It really all fits together, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's like building a house. You need a good foundation, strong walls, a roof to keep you safe.
I like that. And just like a house, you got to keep doing maintenance. Your risk management plan, you got to keep checking it, adjusting it. As you learn more, the market changes, your own life changes.
So it's not something you do once and then forget about.
Nope. It's a process. You're always learning, adapting, getting better. And that brings us back to where we started, Pazim saying it's not about winning every single trade. The real goal is to create a sustainable system, something that helps you survive those tough times and come out even stronger.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. And on that note, I think we're just about out of time.
Yeah.
So To our listeners out there, as you keep learning about swing trading, what steps can you take today to improve your risk management skills and build that discipline to achieve your goals? That's something for all of us to think about. Trading's a journey, not a destination. And with the right mindset, the right tools, and the right approach, you can navigate the markets and find success. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for tuning in to Sam's Summaries. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all of Sam's original summaries. You can also get any of Sam's books and other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.